Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel again. Today is literally going to be one of the cheesiest videos I've ever made, and by cheesy, I mean from scratch hush puppies wrapped in Queso de Oaxaca and topped with a spicy honey. So let's dive into the recipe. Alright, so first up is the hush puppy batter. So in a mixing bowl, you're going to pour in the buttermilk, crack your egg in it, and then you're going to give that a good mix. After that's done, you're going to add in the cake flour, cornmeal, a generous pinch of salt, and finally the cornstarch and baking powder. Give this a solid mix until it comes together to form a thick batter. Next, you're going to add in the chopped scallions, fresh cracked black pepper, and a good drizzle of honey. Then you're going to mix one last time to get everything evenly incorporated, and then you're going to set it aside to rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. And what that does, it allows all the dry ingredients to fully absorb into the wet ingredients. While that batter is resting, you can fill up a baking dish with the Queso de Oaxaca, and then you want to stick this in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven until the top just starts to bubble and caramelize. This should take about 15 minutes or so. While the cheese is getting all bubbly in the oven, it's time to fry off the hush puppies. So make sure you have a deep pot filled about a third of the way up with grapeseed or canola oil that's at or around 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and begin to carefully dollop the batter into the frying oil without moving the oil around too much. Otherwise, the batter can tend to fracture and fall apart in the bubbling madness. Once they start to fluff up and brown on one side, flip them and cook for another minute or so until they're a solid golden brown or even slightly dark golden brown. Then you're going to transfer them to a bowl with a few paper towels to catch any excess grease, and toss them in a little bit of paprika, cayenne pepper, and salt. Alright, so now comes the really fun part. So take the bubbling cheese out of the oven and start to wrap each of the hush puppies in the melty cheese using a fork or really whatever utensil that will work. Now basically you're going to dip the fork in the gooey cheese, lift it up to make sure it's gooey enough to wrap, grab a hush puppy and literally just start wrapping the cheese around it as many times as you'd like, then set it into your warm serving dish and repeat the process until it's all filled up. One thing to note is that you really want to keep the cheese hot during this process, otherwise it will start to stiffen up a bit, so just keep your oven hot or throw it on the stove for a minute to heat back up. Once the hush puppies are all plated up, they are ready to eat as is. But if you want to give them a little sweet and spicy flair, you can drizzle a bit of honey on top that's seasoned with some paprika and chili flakes for a really beautiful touch to it. Add a few pieces of thyme to garnish, or some other herb that you would enjoy, and you are ready for the cheesiest hush puppies of your life. Alright guys, so the Oaxacan cheese hush puppies are done. These look pretty amazing, as you can tell, very cheesy and crispy and crunchy. So I'm excited to dive into these, especially with this like honey, spicy guajillo topping. Alright, so let me just dive in and run through the flavors because they look too good. Oh my gosh, super crispy. Hush puppy's really good. Sweet. I want some cheesiness. Oh my gosh. Got that sweet corn vibe going on. It tastes like kind of like a cheesy corn dog batter, which is sometimes like my favorite part of the corn dog, is just eating that the outside fried corn bit, that batter, so good. And then every once in a while when you get this like roasted caramelized part of the cheese, it has like a whole new flavor to it. Believe it or not, that little bit of thyme actually adds quite a bit of herbaceous flavor to it, which is really nice. And then you get a little bit of that spice from that honey topping. Very, very good. I would definitely recommend you guys trying this out, kind of playing with some of the flavors. And literally you could just wrap cheese in anything. You could do veggies, you could do, you know, different types of hush puppies. Maybe even like, you could wrap some, just I guess anything fried. This will work with quite a few different recipes if you put your mind to it. Really the wow factor of this is that cheese wrapping effect. So very, very good recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you guys like what I'm doing here. Leave comments down below for future video requests, things you want to see on my channel. Of course, make sure you check the description box for the ingredient list for this recipe, equipment list, things that I use, and just more info about the channel. And I will see you guys next time with another recipe. Later, folks.